Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. Please confirm you can hear me, and I'm trying to also join on my system so I can probably share my screen for just a bit of a background and introduction. My name is Alamide Kon, but to make it a bit comfortable for every one of us, can just call me Lekon. There's a need to interject. I'll just go quickly like some ground rules so that we don't have a messy kind of engagement. What would happen? If you need to ask me a question, just please raise your hands. And if it's been a while I don't, because once I'm sharing my screen, I'm not be able to see your hand raised, but I would try and much as possible to pay attention to that. You can just unmute yourself and then interject me at any point, so I don't you don't lose your own thoughts too. What I'm still trying to bring up my system, because I had to do a quick restart like some minutes because it was malfunctioning. Right, but top quite a way. Apparently now joining the meeting via the system, but that's taking like a while. So the focus for today, I know we've had 2 sessions on the project management. So what I'll be discussing or talking majorly about will be the technical project management, or who a technical project manager is, he or she is. So trying to give a bit of a background before I start so that at least we all can start with the okay. I think so for the slide sheet. All right.
Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening again. Rather. So hi boss. I dropped you a chat on WhatsApp. Let me check that. So and apologies everyone for starting a bit late. I think I would go into it now. Okay, so let me just walk through from the chat. I know what I have. Okay, there's a quality assurance engineer, there's an entrepreneur, there's a business developer, an MIE. Okay. All right. So quickly, what I would just do is this. I believe we've had 2 classes where we've already discussed the introduction. So like I explained initially, what I plan on doing is to discuss on the technical project manager. So I would like to know, is there anyone who has heard anything about, or who has an idea of what the technical project manager or technical project management means? Is anybody able to?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear
No. Okay. So I believe a technical project manager, is a project manager that work in the tech space that manages project from the planning phase, the initiation phase to closure. That means he is involved in the initiation, the planning, the execution, and the closure of the project. So technical project manager, I believe they majorly work in the software space where they interrelate and manage projects relating to products, product that companies create. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. I don't know which is your first name. I will believe maybe at DBC, seeing the way the name was arranged or is arranged. Am I
Yes.
correct? All right, thanks so much,
Yes.
Adipsi. So, please confirm you can all hear me and see my screen now. So I think I'm able to direct that. Okay, like you said, you really helped me explain. So at least what I have is just to now be maybe doing Q&A, then would be able to. So I just plan on doing is just these six key outlines, which is introduction to what we're trying to talk about, who the person is, what are the responsibilities, the required skills, and the challenges, and we conclude. And I talk a bit fast, so I'll try as much as possible not to, while trying to cover all I have here, not to also leave anyone behind. But like I said initially, there's a need for you to draw my attention or ask a question, please let me know. Okay, so the introduction is here. Like Adebisi has helped us understand what a technical project manager is. So I had this definition I just drafted out from, I think this should be from Google. With what a technical project management really means, not even the person itself. So it says all project managers must possess organizational awareness, leadership capability, and communication skills to be successful. When it comes to IT projects, you can add technical knowledge and expertise to the equation. So that's what forms what we introduce now as the technical project management, which is now a unique branch of the field that comes with its own challenges and opportunities. Like we all know, every project is unique in its own way. Because I think that's to the left, what I have here is let me try and make it a slideshow so that's you all can. Okay, please confirm you can see my screen in presentation mode or
Yes, we can.
in the presentation mode. All right, thanks. Okay, so the picture I have to the left is the three constraints of project management, but which speaks to the scope, the cost, and the time. And because of the new modernization that has also been introduced, so the scope is now defined as the features and functionalities, the cost is the budget, and also the resources, then the time is the schedule itself. So you look at it at the center, what we are talking about, or what seems to be the core of projects itself, is the quality you're trying to deliver to your stakeholders, either internal stakeholders or external stakeholders. So the project management or the project manager is just someone trying to guide a delivery within these three constraints, ensuring that it is within the cost or the budget that has been allocated, ensuring it is within the scope that's what is expected, and ensuring that it is within time. Then moving to the technical project manager, this is the process of managing IT or IT-related projects. Technical project managers are critical to the conception, the development, and execution of this project. In addition to understanding the technical content of the project, they must handle all the duties normally ascribed to project managers. So I know I did a brief of what was taught in the last 2 weeks, and the facilitator really tried, really did well in introduction. So we'll at least by now we know what a project manager does or who a project manager is. So aside as an addition to what a project manager is, a technical person is someone who also has that technical knowledge. I think even God would explain it to be a software guru that now has is a blend or a mix of it, a software skill and also the coding bit or whatever technical skill the person has, and the project manager management skill sets. So that's what forms a technical project manager. So if you're working in, let's say, an IT space or a firm that deals with either the fintech space or even the financial industry, you get to work a lot on the projects related to software development. You're actually technical project manager. That's that. I don't know if there's any question before I move on to the next slide. Okay. So then I also describe it, and if you look at the picture to the right, because what I'm also trying to do is, because of the introduction has been done, I would really want us to even have a session where we have questions and to just be whatever is being asked, so we'll be talking about. So it's more like it's not a teaching, it's more like a collaborative communication where we put to each other. I get to learn from you and you get to learn from me too at the same time. Okay. So the picture I have here is what it looks like daily for a project manager. So there are days where you feel like on top of the world, everything is under control. You have everything sorted out and you're like, oh, I'm the top of at the game. There are days that you're a bit frustrated. You have to do 5, 10, 15 things at the same time. And at the end of the day, you have to also deliver. So then the definition is the technical project manager is responsible for leading technology delivery during projects. He or she combines project management skills with technical expertise and also has as a bridge between technical teams and business stakeholders. So let me come from the bridge point of view. So today, you have the business guys who would want 1, 2, 3 things. For some of us that also double as business analysts, you understand what it means to be that bridge part. So the business guys are good with their business. They know how to sell their market. They know that if I sell this thing at 2 naira, I make a profit of 1 kobo. If I sell this thing at 5 kobo, I make a profit of 2 naira. You get the have that understanding. But then when it comes to tech, and they are also very fond of saying it, I don't know anything about tech. The tech is your homework. So they are quick to deny that part. So what are you trying to do for them? They have an idea in their mind. They know that this tech should solve that solution to be the solution to their problem or to help them hit their next targets. But because of the fact that they don't have that technical knowledge, that's where you come in as a technical project manager. You are bringing the bridge between the technical team because again, your developer has to also understand is very good in his own skill. Your tester is very good. Your quality assurance person is very good in his own field. But then the business part, he might not be that strong. So you are the one connecting your technical team to the business team so as to like kind of deliver quality. Go back to the previous slide where I also said you're working within these 3 constraints. The core of whatever you're doing is to deliver quality to your clients, to your stakeholders. But you're also not undermining the 3 constraints, which is the scope, what is required of you, what is expected of you, the time frame, because time again, it's a cost. It's like they say time and money in the streets. But the same thing also happens in business because sometimes it's not just about delivering the projects. Are you delivering it on time? So let's assume it's a project would have made your company cross a billionaire mark as at January. If you are delivering that same project in March, it's possible they clap for you, but you really would doubt that. But they might not be able to hit that 1 million naira mark because it's possible the market has even moved past that situation. So a case in point could be, imagine today you're trying to deliver a car that is solely that is fuel driven to an extent, and you're still having a timeline in maybe 2027 or maybe 2030. And imagine that today, people are already thinking of electric cars. What's the assurance that by 2030, the cars will still be relevant or your fuel? So if you now deliver it into the market, even though it was going to make 1 billion naira for the big company, it might not be able to achieve that because the market might have moved away from that offering. So that's where you're also trying to come. So what are the key responsibilities of a technical project manager? So the number one thing, this is actually an exhaustive list. It is project planning and execution, which is also the core of project management. Definitely need to plan and execute the projects. You define the scope, you define the timelines, you define what are the deliverables. So you have a meeting where you also have a joint alignment with the business or the requesting units. What is expected from this implementation? What do I need or what do I tend to get from this implementation? Hi, Amelia, can you please mute your side? I think I'm hearing a bit of background from your side. Okay, thanks. I don't know if you shared a question. All right, so you're working towards ensuring that the scope is fine. You're defining alongside with the requesting or the product owner, you're defining the scope. You have a timelines, you've gotten the timelines even from either from your implementation SMEs or from your delivery team. You also have you have clearly stated what are the deliverables, what's the definition of done. Because it's actually very important. You have that even before you commence the project so that you don't have people that would shift goalpost. Because success, you might not be success to the product owner. So you need to align and also to all the project sponsor towards success to the both or to the team. You get that agreement. And you also need your responsibility also includes technical oversight. Because again, like I said, the business guys are fond of saying, I don't know anything about IT, I don't know anything about technology. I just know that what I want is I want automated success. How it's going to work. And if you don't understand or you don't provide that technical oversight or technical guidance, if there's a glitch in whatever you have developed due to their own flaw, you are quickly put to blame because if you had helped in understanding the requirements so and also helping them understand because that's what your expertise is required. You help them see, oh, this thing you're asking for, these are the impacts. So they are able to actually look at the risks itself. She gets, so it's not just they've asked me to go and deliver and I'm just delivering. You need to also understand what are the risks. If I deliver this, what happens to the entire landscape? That's where the beauty of your work also comes in. Like imagine you are working with, okay, if there's an upgrade to, let's say, traffic management system, you know that the crane is, oh, you're already stopped and your range is, I don't think that is correct, but we used to say get ready. It's more like maybe a prompt. So, and then the what's it called? The sponsor is telling you, okay, so what I want is at green, I want every cars to stop, or I want the cars not to move in this direction when it is on green. You know, it will have impact, even though you deliver according to what the scope is. Person might not understand that, oh, what's the market used to? So that's why you also get that if you are tweaking it to say, okay, because you want people to go at this time, I say that you use the color green. I know by the way humans are also wired, they are just wired that green means positivity and or maybe go and they're just firing now. So you need to also help the person understand that even though they are saying you don't understand the technical thing, you just want people to go when it's out, you want people to stop when it is green. You need to now chip in those kind of conversations. So you also know that some things when you're asking to say, oh, create a login page here, where you also know that people will not definitely want to log in at that point. What they want to do at that stage is to comment, not necessarily log in. You need to also bring in those ideas because they are what they just want is, I just want my book to grow. I want my figures. I want my bottom line. That's what they understand. Yours is to work closely and also help provide that technical oversight for them. Then again, your developers too might not be that great with the business arm. So you also need to help guide them because they are good with their codes, very good. They are wonderful people. But then because in a bit to say, oh, I want to make this thing more efficient, and we might have added 1, 2, 3 that the business card never requested for. The guy just said, I want a log. He said, I started from like, I want to create a sign-up page. What if the person doesn't want people to sign up on their own? Well, what if he wants people to sign up based on the kind of categories they are? Maybe they have a category for high net worth clients and they would create the sign up themselves. They don't want them to go through that journey. They want to be the ones creating the users. They don't want the users to go through that button of signing up. They just want them to log in. She gets so you need to also, because a guy might be like, no, no, no. So you need to also create that oversight within the two team. Work closely with your engineers, your developers, and also your solutions architects. So the responsibility involves reviewing a lot of things because you're also a technical person. You might need to look at your architectural diagram to say, oh, what are the touch points for this implementation? Where and where would there be need for implementation? Is that a question? Okay, I'm not seeing any hand raised. So one of your responsibilities also is your risks and issue management. You identify and you mitigate potential blockers. So as a project manager, it's not just because again, I know when I just started job and I was like, okay, it looks simple to me. And if you really look at it, okay, what's project management? Just ensuring people stay. You're not really doing, if I want to be honest with you, you're not doing anything, but you're doing it a lot. You're not the one writing the code, you're not the ones testing the code, you're not the ones even deploying the codes. But then if anything goes wrong, collect the blame. If everything goes well, still collect the glory. So and I was like, I shouldn't be a major thing. Why are people now running away from me? It's just a simple task. But when I started seeing a lot of things, I was like, truly, it's something that is not that simple. Because at the end of the day, no project is without its own risks. Even when the owner is telling you that, don't worry, it's just to build. Even when you also look at your personal life, there are projects you yourself, they're like, okay, I want to just buy the wristwatch. You already understand what's the scope. You just need something to look good on your wrist. You need something that can tell you what the time is. Well, you have issues. You might have difficulty. Maybe you've ordered for it. It's taking a while. They told you the expected delivery date is tomorrow. You've stayed tomorrow seems never to end. So it's beginning to get worried that, oh, why? Okay, maybe when it got delivered, you are having a situation of what about I got. So that's actually a way to look at projects. It's an event that is time bound. That is it's a temporary endeavor. It's not lasting forever. So there are different tricks, there are different issues, and no two projects are identical. They are unique in their own ways. Even if someone said, oh, so though they have the similarities when you look at it, but it's not 100%. So it has its own uniqueness. So which is why you also identify and you also mitigate potential risks and blockers. And as a project manager, one of your responsibilities is to ensure that your resources are not hindered from working. They have everything they need to work. If a resource is telling you, oh, I can't do this, I'm blocked, and it's your responsibility to ensure that that blocker is removed and is able to continue the work within the allocated time. Because if he is unable to progress, it means the project will not be delivered. And if truly he had communicated to you that I can't move ahead and you are unable to resolve that, then the blame is just to take. So that's your responsibility. You also have stakeholder communication. Again, your MD would not directly go and meet or the project sponsor will not directly go and meet the developer. He asks the project manager and that, oh, where are we on? You just is to provide that communication, just to provide that scope to avoid those kind of things. So we have different frameworks. People will tell you, oh, do a weekly report. Some people tell you do a daily report, depending on the kind of projects you're doing. Like you will also look at the building space where you are building for, let's say, clients. You're building a two-story buildings. You're building if it's just maybe one building in an estate, fine. You might just be doing reporting and maybe once in 2 months, if that's the kind of knowledge we have. But then some other people would do a weekly report if they are doing a whole, what's it called? If you're working with a whole of an estate, you would want to do a daily report, or you want to at least summarize that so that the owner is also not left behind. It's not panicking to say, I don't even know what's going on in this implementation. I don't even know if this guy has run away with my money, which is why you have to constantly communicate with your stakeholders. So stakeholder communication is key. Then also you are also conversant. The responsibility of a technical project management manager is also Agile and Scrum practices. So I would also speak to what an Agile or what the traditional method of project management is along the line. But let me just explain briefly what Agile and Scrum is. That's the Agile methodology of project management, which is delivering in iterations in MVPs as in bits, in iterations and MVPs. So Agile doesn't believe in getting the whole house once. Although there's some projects that you cannot use Agile for. There's some projects you cannot choose. You cannot necessarily use Agile and cannot use simple. So for example, for childbirth. But again, I think I was just thinking about it and I was like, what if you might actually want to deliver it in Agile framework? I don't really think so. So childbirth, you give birth after 9 months, then you deliver the full product to the father and the mother. So imagine now, say month 1, you want to give birth to that. Because I was thinking about maybe for biology students, they might be able to say, oh, maybe they transform to this point so they can get you that as an MVP. So hold that one onto it. When the second one, bring that and we'll have something else. It forms what it should be in 2 months. I don't know if science might get to that point, but as at now, we deliver that using a waterfall approach. It goes through all those stages and at the final month for delivery or the expected due date, for a good scenario, the mother goes into labor and produce or give birth to the child. So, but there are some situations where you could use Agile. So let's assume you're trying to build. Yes, even in your building construction, you could use Agile if the money is not out. So you know in your mind what you want to build is a 5-bedroom apartment. I know for people like some of us that we grew up from a very humble background, we know how people would do that. Okay, fine. First things first, if we're able to buy the land, you might not be able to start working on it immediately. They wait for a while. Oh, they've seen small money. They've laid their foundation. Or they've seen small money. So far, the foundation is already laid. They might have even paid the architects. They've gotten the plan already. But they know they cannot finish this at once due to the kind of resource that they have. What they could do is, oh, fine. Can I carve out a single room so that even if I move into that room, at least I'm covered, I'm sheltered, I have windows and everything in that particular room. Wherever that room is not set to yet, while I'm staying here, I can now start acting or doing those other things. That's an agile development or an agile delivery, so to speak. Are there any questions at this point before I proceed to the next slide? Questions, comments? I'm trying to check the charts also. Going on for now. All right. So yeah, so what are the required skills also? So we're talking about the responsibilities. But the required skills, again, this is not an exhaustive list. I'm just trying to sometimes so that I can also give enough room for question and answer, get to know what our pain points are. So what I require skills, you need to, first things first, project management skills is required to be a technical project manager. Technical knowledge is also required, which is knowing the knowledge of your cloud computing, if that's what your core strength is the software development you use good with, is the system architecture. You need to understand how systems interconnect with each other. You also need to, so in the project management bit, I think that's what I plan on also talking about the methodologies we have. So for project management, we have the traditional project management, which is also called the waterfall methodology, which I also gave a scenario to say, giving birth as I say, as an example. Agile is and Scrum, they're both Scrum and Agile are almost the same kind of thing because they're both Agile methodology, which believes in delivering in iterations, delivering as an MVP, most valuable products. That is, you don't wait until you have everything settled. So again, if you are the kind of person that wants to, let's say, even try to look at a simple, a relatable, let me look at the chat and let me look at who I have so I can also, for something that relates to our field. So I have a pastor here, business developer, and an entrepreneur. So, like, so for entrepreneurs, so I know if you're the kind of person that goes into, is it called shift now, that you want to buy goods, there are some goods you would wait, so you would even purchase the good, get the goods in your store, pay them afterwards. There are some that you have to pay in full before you're even given the goods. So you can also tailor it down to say, if I'm paying in full before I get value, it is waterfall. Because waterfall believes in traditional it believes in getting the end-to-end products at once or getting it done completely before you start deriving benefit from it. But Hadar believes the other way that you can derive benefits in bits as an iteration. So imagine if someone else is so you have someone that is selling the same product to you, telling you, oh, give me my 100% money before I can even give you this. Someone is saying, oh, don't worry, do you have 10% of it? I can give you 10% of that goods. When you come back with 20% money, I increase, so you're already getting benefits in iterations. I don't know if that rings a bell or if that tries out the stuff. So also as a consultant, so you have some times where you would want to talk to some people, be one-on-one, you want to do you feel, oh, I can discuss the whole thing at once and within 1 hour I can finish the whole what's it called? The whole consulting. I might finish the whole, is it called? Yeah, the whole session or if it's the counseling, like I can do it in one. Some counseling, you say, oh, I can do it in 2 minutes. I can do it in iteration. Okay. Like I think for marriage counseling, what it's always done is don't do it once, you do like in iteration. So it comes today, maybe like for a longer period. Counsel the same as the project. But again, that one is actually like an hard job because even though at least the end goal is to get the intending couples to be married, you could have done, oh, you guys should get married today. I'll finish all the counseling today. That's a way to look at it. But again, I think what you are using is an iteration. So you feel, oh, let's discuss topic 1 today. Oh, they've gotten benefit for that topic 1. They've gone home, they've digested, it's come back to topic 2. That's like an agile kind of approach. So you cannot really use waterfall for that, except if maybe tomorrow we feel like, oh, we can discuss we have to discuss all the 10 topics before. But look at it in terms of the process, it looks like an agile. But if you also look at it from the end result, which is the marriage itself, it's like a waterfall. You have to complete the counseling session before you even commence or go ahead and do the wedding. Which is now where, so sometimes those are like an hybrid model where you have project that has to do, you can't just do everything with the methodology. You have to be fast in the two, which is also one of the skills that you require as a technical project manager. You can also be an hybrid project manager. Okay, so I'm still going through the chat. Let me show there are no questions. Right, so one of the other things, again, skills you require is problem solving. So problem solving is also a very critical skill that also even helps you even in your personal life. You have two project managers, but you tend to align more with Mr. A and Mr. B. They are both of the same gender, might also be of the same might also be of the same qualification. When you look at the problem, the way they both of them handle problems or even solve problems, you tend to understand that, oh, this guy is more is likely to be more involved when there are issues and people want, because whatever way you look at it, you want to align more with someone that has value, which is where it also comes in. So these are the skills that you also need to keep adding value. So it comes with, oh, because again, sometimes you might necessarily not even write the code. But I've also come to realize that you might not even know all the language, because again, it's not your field again, because these things changes. Maybe when you were still writing code, it was just what is it called? It was QBasic we were writing then. I don't think anybody still writes QBasic in 2025. I don't know. But let's assume what you are very good at. You're even like, if they bring the founder self, you would also teach together. I think you didn't do this part well. You are that good when it comes to programming. Yes, we ask, are you a programmer? Yes, you are, or you were. What's that today? Move past that stage. Then now there's another person that's working on a project. Maybe he's not working on, he's even writing, he's speaking Python, he's doing one, but he has like a small blocker. He's unable to even understand this thing because look at it again, the guy is very good. But sometimes when we are very good, we might not be seeing because we are too good. We are like analyzing it from a professional point of view. You might just need like to look at it from a baby kind of answer. So like, oh, don't you think this thing will go this way? Which is where your help comes in from. Oh, guy, I'm blocked. I don't think this will go this way. And they're like, oh, no, 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 don't worry. Just turn this one this other way. Let's see if it will turn out this way. And they're like, oh, really? That works so. And then you solve the guy's problem. So you have to it's a constant key you have to have. And one important thing again, like I said, this list is not everything that you need to have, but it's just like the key ones. I was also talking again, I am also seeing things I also think I should have included. So there's also communication and leadership. Communication, you need to communicate both to your team, which is the project team, and also to the people sponsoring the projects. Maybe your CIO, maybe your CTO, maybe because again, I'm taking as if we're all aligned as IT project managers or all technical project managers. You know, you have your chief information officer, your chief technology officer, your chief chief information security officer. You have your CISO and every other guys that are involved. You have those Cs, and they're like, oh, they need to understand what's going on this implementation. Where are we on this implementation? You need to communicate to them. Then when your leadership skills come in is because you know again the most what we used to joke about even at work is the most difficult set of people to set of things. This most difficult task is controlling or leading people because sometimes we're all different beings. We all want to do our own thing, but because you are not having that luxury, imagine when you are employed, you employed you to come and start writing code. You know by how I tell you, you can't write code 5 times in a week, whatever time it is. We give you a time frame 8 to 5, whatever the time it is. You've agreed to it. So then you now remember that this code is not for me. Unless I got the right time twice in a week. So what do you expect and you genuinely know that it's not if you're not good, you're just being lazy. And now you've given timeline and they are like, okay, you have to do this in 5 days. We're like, 5 days would have to mean 5 weeks. Oh, sorry, 2.5 weeks, because you know you're saying you want to write code twice in a week. So that means they have to wait for you for 2.5 weeks. And these people want this thing. 5 days to them is 5 working days, Monday to Friday. But you know that and you don't want to work Monday to Friday. You just want to do Monday and Friday. Monday, and you did not tell them when you were. So this is where the project manager also comes in because that's why you guy to say, oh, guy, you have to stay within this time frame. This time frame that they're saying 5 days means this Monday to Friday. Don't come and bring your own style of counting. That's where the leadership comes. And again, it's not easy. It's not that easy that you just said better because it's not a small boy. That's if it's just in primary school they're trying to still caution. This might even be somebody's father. And maybe you are still a bachelor. Because of the quote unquote, the way the kind of power and authority project manager has, it still brings the team under you sort of. But again, you know, even in a very funny culture, our African culture, that it also believes strongly on respect. You would not want to be too hard on that kind of person. You also have to now lead or like get to work with your emotional intelligence. Say, oh, hi, I think we could do this way. I know you have a lot of this. And you are like what we call boy. You have to like you sweet talk the person. Not to be sweet talking to do the bad thing, but you're also helping to also keep that relationship. So at least you have a good relationship with that person. But again, emotional intelligence is one skill you need to have because you would work with very, very funny resources. Like I can tell you for free. I know even in your day-to-day life, like I know there's a joke I used to say, even today, I think most of my kind of people that work with me outside that if I want to do my laundry, person I give, if I want to sew my clothes, person I give, like those kind of people. If I give you something, they can come and collect it in 2 days. Because by default, what I do in my day-to-day, my corporate engagement is following up with timelines and showing people are doing their work. So I don't like doing that in my personal life too, which is I've given you the clue. I know that I'm coming back. I won't follow up with you in day one and say, we reminded of tomorrow. I can't be doing that. So if I now come back with the day you have given me, I think that I'm so sorry. It's maybe you did the first time and I excuse it. But if that comes to a pattern, I have to follow up with you as if you are holding my kidney. I'm still young. I have a long, so I will just excuse myself, find a better vendor. that would stick to his own time, because I can't be doing the same thing I'm doing in the office and also be doing my private life. So I don't turn to a police officer every day. I'm chasing you. No. So you need to, because again, you might be called a lot of funny names, because you need to also understand how to use the emotional intelligence. You need to also be paying very keen attention to details, that the skills that you need to survive, because a small detail can really mar a project. You might almost be seeing your go live date and you're like, wow. So imagine, look at the picture, like, okay, so imagine a very beautiful car. Like, yeah, you can see the car is extremely clean from outside. Like, let me even go for that. Okay, because we also upload this online, so it doesn't look like I'm tarnishing anybody's image. So imagine the just in your head, picture a luxurious car that you're dreaming of getting. Just picture it in your head and just have the name. And it fits, or it takes all the box of the car you want. Like, it has everything you want a car to be. It has all the, is it the gadgets, it has, is it the seats, is it the comfort, is it the mechanical thing. But there's just one small thing that they forgot. How to ignite the engine. Is that, so is that car going to work for you? It has everything. But look at this, it's not a small thing, no. It's a very small thing. So, but then, again, because it's an engine, it's a mechanical device. So they are not that, okay, fine, we forgot to put the ignition in the car. So there's another something that, okay, you have to just maybe go outside, open the bonnet, and then just press another thing on maybe the battery, just do 1, 2, and to start. Do you think you'll still go for that car?
Nope.
Or do you think you would market the car? So that's how it works too. You have to pay very keen attention to details. It might be the little, like, you, even when you yourself, you'll be like, am I that funny? Because you will not want to believe you missed that. So it goes that way. Like I said, when I started, I was looking like, it's the simplest thing in the world. I was just tell people, hey, you can't do this one, because you would get a lot of funny names. People will call you slave master, somebody will call you police officer, it just comes with the terrain. So I think I've done justice to this. I've not seen any questions. Okay.